Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching yet another episode of Lima Shenanigans of 1977. It's Monday night, and you know what that means. It's time for your weekly WWE Monday Night Raw Event Center report. And now here is the man to give you that report, Mr. Eric M. Lima.
Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima's Shenanigans of 1977. Episode 1695. That's right, we are 5 episodes away from 1700 episodes. Would you believe it already? Nah, I can't. So, what's going on, everybody? And we're going to report what happened last night on Monday Night Raw. Major things have happened. A lot of things. We got a lot of ground to cover. And got to the point where they always have everybody arriving at the arena and everything else. And Braun Strowman and Bron Reed decided to brawl to kick off Raw, while after Dominic Mysterio and Liv Morgan arrived in a lowrider, almost similar to Eddie Guerrero's. But they arrived, and all of a sudden Braun Strowman and Bron Reed still beating the snot at each other, so they head to the ring. Dominic Mysterio and Liv Morgan, the Raw Women's Champion, and Liv Morgan decided to address Rhea Ripley as their battle. For the Women's World Championship will be coming up a week from this Saturday, October the 5th. Bad Blood is the event called. And so and she wanted to call out Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley comes out, interrupts Liv Morgan, and so she made an announcement. And she and Adam Pearce had an agreement that since Dominic Mysterio keeps on interfering in matches involving Liv Morgan for Liv Morgan to retain her women's championship at Bad Blood during the women's title match, Dominic Mysterio will be locked inside a shark cage. That's right, during the matchup. So. A lot of people are saying that they get a feeling that someone else is going to help Liv Morgan retain her title. It might be in the form of Raquel Rodriguez. We will soon find out. We shall see how things develop there. And then Rhea headbutts Liv Morgan and walks away. And Sami Zayn went one-on-one with Ludwig Kaiser. Sami Zayn's trying to prove himself to Gunther that he belongs in the picture for a World Heavyweight Championship matchup. Zayn won the match against Kaiser. Gunther shows up after the matchup in his gear, ready to fight. And then he says, you know what? No. This could be a good... And he's trying to build it up. So this place is good for a fight in California and all that. But no. You're not getting your title shot. And walks away. Playing mind games against Sami Zayn, possibly. I think he's trying to make Sami Zayn snap. Anyways, the New Day did talk things out last night and last night on Raw. They were talking about they lost the tag team titles and chance to win the belts, and it's all right, it's all good. And the American Made interrupts the New Day, disrespecting the American Alpha by accident. American Made. There we go. American Made interrupts the New Day, making fun of them, and so they'll be taking on the New Day. Will be taking on the Creed brothers in tag action. Meanwhile, Liv and Dom decided to confront Adam Pearce, complaining about Dominic Mysterio in a shark cage, and then Adam Pearce goes, "That's final. I don't want to hear none more of it," and they're still whining about it. And then the rest of the Judgment Day show up, Carlito and JD McDonough. They were talking to Liv and Dom, and then they run into Ilya Dragunov. Will Dragunov be the next man on their hit list? We shall see. Dragon Lee went one-on-one with the man who took him out of WrestleMania this year, Carlito. And when the Judgment Day tries to get involved, Rey Mysterio returned to jump in and save the day to help out Dragon Lee pick up the victory over Carlito. And that's cool. So, with Rey Mysterio, with Rey Mysterio helping out. More on the LWO, by the way. Karrion Kross talks to The Miz, and The Miz is like, you know what? Because he was warning The Miz not to take the match against Bronson Reed. He said, I have to take this match with Lawn Monster and all of this, and he said, yes, they are. Meanwhile, Kathy Kelly interviews Sheamus addressing Pete Dunne, and says, don't call him Butch, don't call him Butch, don't call him Butch, and all that good stuff. Then The Miz was supposed to take on Bronson Reed one-on-one, but as Bronson Reed entered the ring after The Miz, Braun Strowman continues to brawl with Bronson Reed. He argues with The Miz a little bit, and they kept on brawling. So Miz gets out of the ring, wisely gets out of the deal, and then security tries to step in and stop both of them. Nothing doing. Now let's throw security in there. Let's get some wrestling hands that look like security and have them get their butts kicked by Strowman and Reed. Let me tell you, you're talking about two kaijus going at it, man. You know, I'd be surprised if those two decide to join forces as a tag team by the end of all this. And I'll tell you one thing, if that could be the case, look out all you tag teams. You know, the kaiju connection will probably destroy anyone that stands in their way. Although I want to see Bronson Reed and Braun Strowman team up against the AOP. Now, there's a fight that I would love to see. I'll tell you what, Strowman and Bronson Reed's brawl is more of a madhouse. It's about a madhouse as it gets during this past Sunday night's main event for the LPW title when Anthony Green defended against the now retired Teddy Goods. And that match was about as madhouse as get more of a madhouse than the Finders Keepers room to room romp every single time. And so Strowman and Reed was right up there, and then finally Bronson Reed decided, well, you know what? I'm backing off. Let's go. I'm out of here. And then Mark Sanchez, formerly of the quarterback of the butt fumble fame. That's right, Mark. That Mark Sanchez of butt fumble fame, former NFL quarterback, and Adam Jones of Tool, the band Tool. They were in attendance to see some WWE wrestling action. Drew McIntyre addresses CM Punk, and I am very shocked that Drew McIntyre did not address the fact that Roxanne Perez would, become a Drew McIntyre fan. And believe me, because that would have been more epic and include NXT into it. Speaking of which, we'll talk a little bit more of that. Meanwhile, Jackie Redmond, the lovely Jackie Redmond, I like her. I like her above Kathy Kelly, to be totally honest. Jackie Redmond interviewed Adam Pearce, and Adam Pearce says, you know what? These two, they were talking about Bronson Reed and Braun Strowman. These two guys, they ain't going to stop killing each other. Guess what's going to happen? Next week on Monday Night Raw, last monster standing. And possibly what it is, the final broadcast with Monday Night Raw in the 3-hour zone. As you know, because starting after that, the first Monday Night Raw in October, it will go back to 2 hours. So there's that. Meanwhile, they overhear a commotion. Pete Dunne attacking Sheamus with the cricket bat again. Looks like Adam Pearce has got another brawl in his hands that he needs to start worrying about after Braun Strowman and Bronson Reed. My goodness. And so that's even crazy. And in the gorilla position, Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill were talking to Damage Control's Io Sky and Kairi Sane, and telling them they need to focus on their match against Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, who've got their official name, Unholy Union, and Io Sky says we'll be waiting. Damage Control, Io Sky and Kairi Sane took on Unholy Union as a team of Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, the former WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. And Damage Control ends up winning the matchup, giving them momentum to see if they can challenge Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill to win the titles. And by the way, yesterday was Kairi Sane's 36th birthday, so happy birthday, Kairi Sane, the Pirate Princess. Ahoy to you. Meanwhile, there was a little bit of a sign, but it's in a Viking alphabet. WAR, War. It seems like the Viking Raiders are making their return to WWE action. If that's the case, be on the lookout, tag teams. It is not going to end well for anybody. So, Kathy Kelly interviewed Bron Breakker as Bron Breakker set to defend the Intercontinental title against main event Jey Uso, and Bron Breakker is determined to keep the title. And then they had the recap from SmackDown, Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns talking about having each other's backs in the Bad Blood main event. And you know Roman Reigns is determined that after all this is said and done, he's coming back for that WWE Championship. So there's that. But back on Raw, Sami Zayn was pep talking Jey Uso. He said, "This is your time. This is your time. It's time to go get it." And they did the handshake. "Okay, my dog, let's go, my dog," and let's get that. So, the New Day versus the American Made. American Made ended up winning the match after Chad Gable got involved. No surprise there. And Damian Priest addresses Finn Balor. While the Pure Fusion Collective addresses the women's division. And then the LWO was talking to the New Day, tried to apologize, but then Xavier Woods snaps at Rey Mysterio. And you know what? Now there's going to be a match of one-on-one, Xavier Woods versus Rey Mysterio. You know what I think? And this is all Karrion Kross's fault. And you know what? And that's another thing, too. Karrion Kross knew when to take advantage of a situation. He knew that Big E was not going to be around the New Day because he's still hurt. We don't know if he's even medically clear or he's going to be competing ever again in the middle of the ring. Big E was, to me, he was the glue that kept New Day together. Now that Big E is hurt and gone, we don't know how long he's going to be gone and injured for. You know, who knows, for a year or 2, 3 years. I think it's already been longer than that now. And I think that's when you saw the New Day starting to crumble. The first pillar to go was Big E. You know what if I were Xavier Woods, I would look at the situation and go, Big E's out. Who caused it? Reg Holland. If I were Xavier Woods, I would go down to NXT, find Reg Holland, and beat the snot out of him, because I believe Reg Holland is responsible for the destruction of the New Day, like he's been responsible for the destruction of Chase U. So far, Riley Osborne and Thea Hale are still standing from that group. More on that situation. And so LWO, Rey Mysterio says, "You want to fight? You got one." So, and it seems like to me, and Kofi Kingston's like, "What's up with you?" And he's like, "I'm getting sick and tired of all the singles titles." But I can understand where Xavier Woods is coming from too, because the fact of the matter is this: Big E and Kofi Kingston have accomplished everything in the WWE, and not only just tag competition, but singles competition. Xavier Woods, the only singles thing that he's accomplished is winning the King of the Ring in 2021. He wants some gold around his waist. That ties in, and I will explain that in the main event, because Bron Breakker defending the Intercontinental title against Jey Uso in the main event of Monday Night Raw. This was a crazy matchup, could have gone either way. But let me tell you something, there was no interference. Judgment Day, they never got involved. Now, and after 2 spears and surviving a spear from Bron Breakker, he gave him spears on his own. He gave him a super kick to the face, brings him back to the ring. Uso splash. The first one he kicked out after the second time after the super kick. 1, 2, 3. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a new Intercontinental Champion in Jey Uso. Yeet! I was going to wear my Yeet shirt, but I actually spilled some sauce on it after eating lasagna last night. So I feel bad. But I thought I was going to jinx Jey Uso if I kept it on. But nope. It was just a shocker moment now. A lot of people say it's too soon to have Bron Breakker. I'm sure there'll be a rematch, probably at Bad Blood or next week on Raw. Who knows? But main event, Jey Uso's been there since 2010. He worked very, very hard, and he deserved this opportunity. He deserves a championship goal. Bron Breakker, listen, the future's still bright with him. I still believe that Bron Breakker will be Intercontinental Champ again. Will probably be World Champ again. Who knows for sure? All I know is Bron Breakker's got a bright future. He'll get his stuff together, and once he does, boom, Bron Breakker is going to go shoot to the top. shoot to the moon once again. So right now, congratulations to Bron Breakker on a decent reign of the Intercontinental title. 51 days though, not that bad, but still needs a little work. Could have been better, but I'm sure Bron Breakker will get the title back. Now back to the situation when I talked about Xavier Woods. Xavier Woods has been stuck in tag team competition mostly his whole career in the WWE as a member of the New Day. Jey Uso broke away from the Usos and the Bloodline to become successful, and now he's the new Intercontinental Champion. I think after the match with Rey Mysterio, that's going to make him snap. Make Xavier Woods snap and say, hey, Jey Uso, I want your Intercontinental title. This could lead into that. I don't know. This could be what makes or breaks Xavier Woods' career. He's going to see what Jey Uso has done. He says, you know what? I've been as long as he does. I've had enough. He'll probably turn against Kofi first and get on that quest to become the Intercontinental Champion. And that could be his first title once he becomes heel. And I'd rather have it wait until after they celebrate the exact date. They have 10 years as the New Day, and then they break up. Then that's it. You know what I mean? So, and I think Xavier Woods is going to try to put himself to the test. We shall see. We shall see. But with Jey Uso's Intercontinental title victory, him and Rikishi are the second father-son duo to capture the Intercontinental title. The first father-son duo, Curtis Axel and Mr. Perfect. Boom. There you go. So that is the Raw Event Center report. Tonight will be NXT's final broadcast on the new USA Network as they jump next week to the CW Network. As you know, there are 2 title matches in place for the CW launch. The NXT heavyweight title on the line. Ethan Page to defend that gold against Trick Williams. Meanwhile, Roxanne Perez will defend her women's championship against the Japanese sensation Julia. That's going to be a heck of a matchup. Tonight they're going to have a press conference and all. And also there'll be a street fight between the former MSK partners Wesley and Zachary Wentz on the CW launch. What's going to happen? CM Punk's going to be there. In fact, not only that NXT heavyweight title match, CM Punk is going to be the special guest referee for that matchup. Will Drew McIntyre get involved? I don't know. But one thing's for sure. Tonight, the final broadcast of NXT and USA Network. How they're going to go all out with this, we don't know. That's for sure. We don't know, and that's for sure, man. So, upcoming next will be the Trebek Tuesday. The final Trebek Tuesday of September 2024. As you know, because next week is October. Alrighty. October. Alright. So, I'll see you guys later. You guys have a wonderful day. And until the next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, take us home.
That is all for today's episode. This is your announcer speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E, do it for Bob Saget Productions, and in association with a Raven Bofa Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching today's episode. Tune in next time for another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Goodbye for now.